Hello YouTube, it's Lion here with Hobbies of a Man once again, and today we are talking about Kaiju number 8, chapter 6. This is going to be a review, discussion, and then we're going to do some theories at the end. Now before we get into it, let's recap what happened in the first 5 chapters. So actually, if you want to, you can go watch my original video up here in the card, but really, I don't really talk about the chapters themselves specifically until the very end. So I'll just recap them here very quickly just for you to enjoy, I guess. So basically, we meet this guy named Kafka. He's a kaiju dismantler with a dream of being part of the Japanese Defense Force, the people that kill and hunt kaijus as they attack the city. Somehow, he suddenly finds himself with kaiju powers. He basically ingests a kaiju, and the kaiju suddenly gives him powers. And then vows to get into the Japan Defense Force by taking this test now that the age limit has been raised and he has the opportunity to take the test once again. And we did end the last chapter 5, with a battle test and a big cliffhanger where Kafka gets punched by a kaiju. So that's the recap. Now on to the actual review of the chapter. Keep in mind this is spoiler-filled review, so if you don't want to figure out what happens before reading it, please go read it first and then come back. Or if you don't mind about spoilers and you haven't read it yet, please stay with us. As always, please comment, like, and subscribe, and let me know what you guys thought about the chapter. So, general information for the chapter. It's chapter 6, and it was 23 pages long. The thing says 24, but the first page is blank, so it was actually 23. And once again, spoilers. So here we open up with Kafka getting punched, the same scene that we saw at the very end. Turns out he's immensely injured. He's got like broken bones, like his legs are broken or something, and his back and his ribs or something. Somehow, part of him is broken. And he can't get up, but he doesn't want to back down. And a kaiju's coming towards him. And he doesn't want to back down, and he doesn't want the test team to deploy his shield because that means he loses. And that he would be the first person to get out of the test and also the only person to not pass. And he can't. He gets a little bit of a flashback to his childhood friend. And he has a bit of an inner monologue talking about how he has to make it to her. How he has to make it past this so that he can be part of the Defense Force. So he gets back up. He has a little bit of a comedy scene where he's like trying to stand up, but he's shaking like he can't actually stay standing. And Ichiwara helps him up, and then they're there, and Kikoru saves them from the kaiju that's coming to attack them. While he was getting up, the kaiju was getting near him, and Kikoru saves them from afar. She says that no one will die or no one will fail while she's around, which is a really cool scene. I really like her character. I think that she'll be a really fun, interesting character moving forward. And I'm excited to see what she does. So she saves them, and then she starts taking out all the other kaiju. Kafka is heavily injured, like I said, but he finally manages to get up. Basically through sheer resolve. Ichikawa helps him, and he's like in full bro mode. He's like, hey man, I got you. I can't let you not pass because, you know, they had like a good connection in the previous 5 chapters. So what they end up doing, and it's kind of funny, is that Kafka gets on Ichikawa's shoulders, and Ichikawa is the one moving them, and Kafka is in charge of shooting. And the test proctor is laughing his ass off because it's like stupid, which it is, but it's so fun, and it's like interesting that they still manage to find a way to make it work. And they're running after Kikoru, running to get to the kaiju. In fact, they don't get to the kaiju. Kikoru kills all of them in these awesome shots of her, you know, shooting out kaiju, where we get a bit of a interesting bit of motion that's drawn. She's like jumping backwards, and you see the whole thing where she's going like that, right? And then she lands, and then she like hides under the a car, essentially. And it was super cool. I'll put it up right here so you guys can see what I'm talking about. So yeah, she finishes off that kaiju and then moves on to the bigger one. And there's another epic shot where she's like jumping and she like shoots down at the kaiju and like inside its mouth, and then it explodes from the inside, which is super cool. And then Kafka has another bit of comedy where he's like, damn, she finished him off already. And he kind of makes a joke about how he wasn't serious when he said that she was going to beat all of them, which was nice. I like the facial expressions that they did there. And then apparently we learned that Kikoru is the daughter of the commander of the Japanese Defense Force. So it sets her up as important for the future, and actually kind of explains how she's so powerful, because apparently even her shot blasts are way stronger than everyone else's because she can draw so much power out of the suit, which is really cool. And it sucks because as soon as they set her up as important for the future, this figure in shadow appears, this like hammerhead individual. It looks like an alien and it looks super sinister. Appears, and randomly, just out of nowhere, Kikoru gets stabbed by that kaiju right through the heart. And that's where it ends. That's where the whole chapter ends. 23 pages of really good action, really quickly. I had to read it like 3 or 4 times because I was like, there has to be more. And I really love this chapter. So yeah, big cliffhanger. And really, that cliffhanger is part of the reason why I have so many theories and so many ideas about where this series is going. So we're going to get into that now. Please don't click off. If you are interested, please stay with us. And comment down below if you have any of your own theories. I would really like to hear them. So, I have a few theories. The short-term one is that the humanoid kaiju is intelligent. I assume that it has some higher cognitive ability, because most of the kaiju that we've seen seem to just be, you know, animals, like beasts. So I think that this one is intelligent, although I don't think it's a human the same way Kafka is. So what I think is that it's like somewhere in the middle. It won't be like the head of the kaiju by any sense, but it'll be like intelligent enough. And I think Kafka is going to try to fight it in the next chapter, and it's going to not fight him back. It's just going to go away because it's not going to want to tip its hand. I assume that there's a plan from the kaiju to infiltrate humanity in some way, because Kafka was being searched for by that little wasp kaiju from the from the first chapter. So I think it's going to be interesting how that kind of happens. The other theory I have is that Kikoru either already has some sort of connection to the kaiju, or that Kafka is going to save her by giving her some of his kaiju powers, because his kaiju powers seem to help him heal, right? I think he was in the hospital and then he got the kaiju, and then right after the kaiju got into him, he was fine, like completely normal. But I can't remember if that was because he was already in the hospital for a while, or if it was directly resulting from the kaiju. So yeah, I think if Kafka saves her in some way, Kikoru will kind of become like a yandere / like secondary character for Kafka. I don't think she'll be the Lancer of the story. Yeah, so I think she'll be like that secondary character that helps explain things and helps this character center himself. But I don't know if she'll be like some type of yandere or tsundere, or she's just a spoiled rich girl or whatever. I'm not sure yet. I do want to see more of her. I don't think she'll die. It doesn't make sense. Because they wouldn't have put such an emphasis on her if they were just going to kill her off in the next chapter. So yeah, really excited to see what happens. I think my theory for the long haul is that there's going to be aliens. It's going to be like a longer running series, because I don't think you can really make a long running series about battling Monster of the Week. I think it would probably not work out very well. I think the end goal or the longer term situation will either be jumping through dimensions or going into space or something like that. Maybe underwater, some sort of underwater battle, because kaiju usually come from the ocean. So I'm not sure, but I'm really excited to see where it goes. And I think space would be cool, mostly because I like sci-fi. And I think there's a lot of fantasy series already. So something where like Kafka has to go into space and just battle kaiju in like his giant kaiju form, or like in a mecha or something like that would be interesting. Although I'm not sure, I don't know how the, you know, landscape of fiction is in Japan right now, if it would really support mecha. So I'm not sure. But I am excited to see where it goes. And that's basically all I have for you guys today. Thank you guys very much for watching. Please like and subscribe and comment down below. Let me know what you guys thought about this chapter. And if you liked my theories, please let me know which one you like best. And feel free to add to them if you're interested. I would love to see what you guys come up with. So thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll see you guys later.